kind of been the case for the season. You know, you've wanted to see Jome pop off, and he just hasn't had too many of those opportunities. Maybe this one for Game 1 will be one of them as we get ready to jump into the Land of Dawn. Once again, first match of our day 1 here in Week 7. Will it be Twisted Minds to get the first blood, or will it be Smart Omega to start off?
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
All right, can't wait to see if there are going to be any interesting choices for the emblems rotation-wise. Opposite start, both started orange, although a little bit more Liege, if I'm not mistaken, for Twisted Minds on the beginning of the rotation for their Joy. While, okay, it's a double Romid start at the center of the map, both now the purple. All right, pretty standard beginning for these two so far. In terms of the emblems, very sustained for James. Basic common emblem sets for the Bruno and the Jusin. I like how Jome also prioritized the Master Assassin. Definitely will need that if he wants to win early against the Moskov.
And they're trying. Quick scuffle here at the Little Wanderer.
Whoa!
Envy the King very low, gets caught out, draws first blood. The escape artist, Super Yoshi.
Well, that's a good pickoff already early on. Response to the early rotation for Smart Omega, and it goes in the hands of Super Yoshi. So on a Kalea, that's great.
Yeah, good help by Luis to join in the fray there as well. And of course, with a high crowd control combination of the Kalea and the Juicing together, this is what we were talking about. Where in the Omega first 2 picks already showed, okay, we want to play aggressive. If we see each other in the map for a skirmish, we're going to take that fight. Because these early game fights will go very well for Omega. Twisted Minds now has to temper their tempo a little bit more. Once they have their ultimates, that's when they can go for a bigger fight.
Yeah, and I think part of that too is you can see Super Yoshi's going to give that information. MP trying to go ahead and steal this. Should be fine.
He's over here. He finds him, keeps him tabs on him,
Oh.
gets smashed one more time. MP dashes out.
Oh.
Okir flickers forward, taking him down a second time.
Good call by Okir to commit the flicker there to get that kill, because that messes up the early game rotation of Twisted Minds already. Omega were ready for the rotation of MP the King, and now Twisted just has to hope they can somehow get this.
I don't think they can. I don't know if they're going to actually be able to contest this at all.
Andoryu secures the turtle here, and now the Tsunami Slam plus the AOG taking down Jome, serving up a kill to Andoryu.
Man, right now, Smart Omega, forget whatever timers we were talking about leading into this matchup. They've set a new one, and starting off with a great lead almost 3 minutes into this game already. It's going to be tough for MP the King to kind of come back from this. You know, an 0-2 start on a Joy is not where you want to be.
They didn't need to show or contest there in the turtle for Twisted Minds. Now Omega are going to be showing themselves. Big 3-man rotation. Bottom side, but now they're not going to be diving outplay just yet. Twisted Minds definitely need to slow down. Respect that they've already lost the early game at this point. Play around their power spikes. They're up against a lineup that have controlled the early game, and there's a Bruno on the other side. If they give any more kills, that's going to be really bad for them. They just need to make sure that they can get farm on the Moskov and the Joy, slow things down.
Which they actually are doing. It's a miracle that Outplayed is about 50-60 gold away from Big J. And that's a good deal. If anything, look, he's up by 100 now.
Yeah. Just go ahead and kind of farm up the best he can in there, because at some point, that's that one little advantage, you know, with the Moskov anyway. You can join those fights later on if you push in. Whoa, Jome.
Oh, all right, 2v1. I don't think Big J should be taking this Purify, but there's too much damage from Twisted Minds. Jeanville outplayed, gets him.
Yoshi!
Here comes Yoshi, going for the punish, the AOG into the Tsunami Slam.
That's a good trade, not gonna lie. Omega were not able to take down Outplayed. They only took down Escalera. They lost Jome there, and that gave a little bit more space up top for Twisted Minds. It's a good rotation, good play. Although I feel like Omega overcommitted a little bit too much towards the dive down bottom, the clap back there. They could have tried to keep some other pieces in the center of the map around there so that they could balance out the push with a little bit more gold through the shielding from the turret. I mean, but no point crying over spilled milk.
They were ahead. They could have afforded that. They were on the way, so, you know.
They're on the way. Timing just wasn't fully in their favor for that, but the turtle's up now, and it looks like they're just going to go ahead and start this one up for Twisted Minds.
Oh, second turtle. MP the King and Lewis jockeying for position. James jumping up. Turtle security by MP the King. Hajizi swiping away. Real manipulation. Keeping them at bay. Tsunami Slam on Escalera. Shadow kill. Fails to take him down, but Andoryu finishes the job. Escalera down. Why is Twisted Mind still picking this fight?
I feel like Escalera was trying to predict the exit of Andoryu from his ultimate. That's why he committed the Jeet Kune Do third activation to try and get the stun off on Andoryu. That's why I was wondering, why did he go back? He was trying to get that stun and it just costed him his life.
SOD coming in. That's enough of a CC to keep him at bay, to keep him down here. AOG out. In comes the rest of Twisted Minds. They're collapsing onto Ulkir. MP the King gets one. James takes down Jome. And Twisted Minds stampede through the bottom.
Great response, and you know, in a matter of what, a minute and a half or so, Twisted Minds has dealt with that difficulty in the early game they had. So even for MP the King to go and swoop in, he's dealt with that deficit that was built on earlier in the jungle.
Yeah, this is the Twisted Mind signature for this season. The Twisted Timer around the 5th minute mark, around the second or third turtle, they'll make a play. They'll make a big commitment once they have their ultimates. Once they have an item or two with some key damage dealers, that's when they'll go for it. A great read by Twisted Minds to say, you know what, we can afford a big fight. We have the real world manipulation. We have some items. Go for it. And that was the right call.
Yeah, so now with this, Smart Omega will still hold on to a very minor lead, but they do lose that Tier 1 turret now in the bottom lane. So they're going to have to go ahead and play around this. 30 seconds away from the next objective, the turtle, last one of the game. Right now, 1-for-1 for both teams. We'll see how they play that one out. There is pressure, though, now on the top side from MP the King.
Feels like an oversight that they're just giving up that tower up top without that much of a problem. MP the King Escalera took it without a problem. I think Omega have to reset their minds right now and think, hey, let's stop playing around the center, around objectives, and just looking for skirmishes. They have to start taking care of the map more.
That was so odd. They lost their lead, they lost their footing, they lost the map, and now suddenly third turtle looks like it belongs to Twisted Minds.
Oh, this is going to be so difficult to deal with. Trying to fight for this space, they're going to go in.
Dear God, 5 men trapped inside the real manipulation. SOD coming in. James gets taken out first. MP the King blasts Jome. Andoryu as well, very low. Does get the shadow kill out. Outplayed, gets smashed by Yoshi. But now Andoryu gets taken out by Escalera. 2 for 2 so far. Both teams left scrambling.
That was tough. I mean, who's still going to actually take this turtle here? It's going to be held between the both teams. MP, though, is just there. Should be able to grab this. And he is might actually get another kill, too.
Electrifying beats, keeping Lewis and Yoshi out. That was a fight the Twisted Minds, I think, saw coming. They expected that much.
Yeah, good thing Twisted Minds took some risks there. Outplay got taken out, yes, but they were able to shatter the formation of Omega, put Twisted Minds in an even better position to teamfight it. As you look at the instant replay, perfect timing there by Hajizi with the real world manipulation. The fact that Escalera even got a kickback onto Lewis means that, okay, the members of Omega, a lot of them are on the edge. At least we can bring someone down low or take them out, and they forced Lewis to run away from there. So Twisted Minds, after Omega completely slipped with the micro and then taking care of the map, they've made all the right decisions right now to just take control of the game.
This is a weird side effect of Omega's draft. They're very good at picking fights in places where they choose to. But when Twisted Minds scrambles, they have to split their resources, and then suddenly they have to fight from the back foot. They're not comfortable with a sprawl. This is like a boxer fighting an MMA guy, and when they get to the ground, it just doesn't work out.
They don't have the skill set.
Yeah, they can't roll with the punches. They can punch, but they can't roll.
Exactly. Arashi would know.
Arashi would know. Not very tactical right now with that lineup. But that's the thing. Smart Omega is now on the back foot. They're just trying to hold on to these Tier 2 turrets. Even the pressure now in the mid lane, they'll go ahead and clear that up out.
Yeah. A good thing for Omega is that despite all the losses that they've taken, it's not a massive gold lead for Twisted Minds. So one mess up in execution by Twisted means Omega can have a way to turn this around. They already forced Jome to get out of that second tower. Here comes Yoshi, though.
Oh my God, 2 jumps from Omega. And it looks like Twisted Minds is looking to punish. Lewis caught in the crossfire. Real manipulation, keeping him down. James jumping in. Lewis sent 6 feet under.
Perfect RWM, and Hajizi didn't let go of it right away. He even kept it up just a little bit longer so that the other members of Twisted Minds can get away and that Omega wouldn't be able to chase. It's a very small thing, but that was a great call by Haji. Perfect timing on the release and perfect timing on the closure.
Yeah, now this Lord is up. Objective in their favor. Conceal's going to be used, though. So Smart Omega might look for their own window here if they're able to find it. Half health on the Lord right now. Oh!
Escalera compromised. Yoshi hits him. Oh! And Ulkir gets caught out here. Ulkir forced to use the Crimson Beacon and the Flicker.
Oh, big play there by Outplayed. After his performance last season against TNC Pro Team, seems like he is still on fire. He's still in the zone right now. Great stun and lockdown takes away a big resource from one of the key pieces of the draft of Omega for this Lord fight.
Again, they can take their time here. It is going to be a bit of reset for both teams. Luis almost has that revitalized back, and you can see this push now that might come from Outplayed. He might actually just plan himself up there to get some pressure on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, Twesten Minds will hold it together themselves. They might even wait for those conceals to come up, but they're going to have to deal with this push. Someone's going to have to go back. It looks like it is going to be, and well, I don't know, he actually canceled it. No, Andorio did go back. Okay.
God, what a two-prong offense by Twesten Minds. Bottom lane took down the tier 2. Top lane outplayed them. Twesten Minds have caught Omega in a catch-22.
Yeah, now Andorio's thinking like, oh, do I go back to the Lord? Do I stay around here? It's like, they're splitting them. They're twisting their minds. That's a live sound effect from Andorio's mic right now. We picked it up.
That's the sound of a mind being twisted right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to make hard decisions. Look, that's a shield popped up top. If they don't take care of bottom, that'll pop soon too.
Yeah, just look at Andorio going back and forth. Now he's getting his orange buff. There's a threat of the split push. Feels like Omega right now, they don't know completely how to handle this. Now Twesten Minds are going to open up the center a little bit more, force back Omega out of formation again. Although Omega are holding their ground relatively well compared to considering everything that's going around in the map right now, but now they're forced to fight, but Outplay still hasn't left the split push, and Andorio still doesn't know where to go.
He's still fine. As long as Outplayed is up there, they're going to be fine, you know, and Andorio's going to go ahead and clear out that wave, and they don't have to force this Lord, right? They don't have to go for it just yet. They do hold on to that mid turret as well, so kind of helps them kind of deal with this, but you can just see how much build-up is happening even here for MP the King now in comparison to Andorio.
Oh, they blitz it! They go for it! James Escalera putting up a meat shield. Super Yoshi jumping in. Lord very low. Gets secured by MP the King, and they take down one. Yoshi's immortality gets popped. RWM keeping him at bay, keeping him locked in. AOG to retreat. MP gets taken down by Andorio. 2 for 1 the exchange.
Wow.
Yoshi falls, outplayed, just smashing him.
What a Lord dance by Twesten Minds.
Dance.
A dance! It wasn't a dance, it was a dance! Wow, and Outplayed even getting the Spear of Misery perfect onto 2 to make sure that the real-world manipulation is executed really well. Wow, Omega were just outclassed there. They were outdanced.
Yeah.
Right on, Guff.
Right on. It was well played from Twesten Minds from the start. Just the fact that you kept Outplayed up there, leaving Andorio second guessing, and then by the time they actually decided, you know what, maybe we should join this fight, it was actually way too late for them to get into that. So we'll see if they're able to go ahead and defend on this Lord push in. A couple of the shields are down, but Outplayed now making his way down the bottom while the rest of the team is going to have to defend up top.
Oh, that is a one-on-one. Outplayed pops the Wind of Nature, forcing Andorio to get out of there. Successful defense by Omega.
All right, no inhibitors taken down yet, but a lot of health loss on the top and bottom one. Escalera Conceal looking for a kick.
Oh.
Nope.
Underneath tier 3 up top. That is going to be a tough call. No. Omega backing up. Hajizi gets taken down. This is looking bad for Twesten Minds. Escalera barely getting away. Super Yoshi, AOG. Lewis almost caught Escalera on the exit. And they're still chasing. They're making pursuit.
Oh, Escalera.
Can he get it? Escalera survives. Ulkir finishes the job.
And he had to commit a flicker just to secure that kill. But Escalera and Twesten Minds overstayed their welcome in the tower up top. Now it's Omega with a great counter and a great call to continue chasing MP.
Andorio takes down MP the King. Survives as well. Smart Omega are in the base.
What a turnaround in just a minute or so. Oh, they're going to go.
All right. It looks like there's not enough of a punish from those remaining members of Twesten Minds. James gets taken out here. All 5 Omega are still here. They have a minion. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. Smart Omega takes game 1.